Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wassalatu wassalamu ala nabina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. If you are here for the first time, please just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell us in the comment section where you are watching from. And if you want to share your story also on your journey of religious, which part of religious are you? Are you a Muslim or you are a Christian? I accept both paths. Okay, in this video I'm going to share my story of my understanding about the two people I always had from both sides. This side is Islamic side and the Christianity side. Before I came to Islam, I already learned about the story of Adam alayhi salam. And when I came to Islamic religions, I realized that they also have an interesting story of the Prophet Adam alayhi salam and his wife Eve. In this video, I'm going to give you the two ways, in my Christianity way and in Islamic way. On my Christianity way, I don't think I'm going to have a lot to explain on that. As I grew up as a Christian, I realized that there is this touching story of Adam and Eve, the first people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created on earth. I always grew up knowing that Adam and Eve once lived in the Garden of Eden. While I was a Christian, I believed that Adam and Eve were the first people to be created, as Eve was just taken from Adam's rib and created Eve, and he was told that this will be your wife, dwell with her in the Garden of Eden. I also learned that in Christianity, I also learned that after a while in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve became among the wrongdoers. What did they do? They ate from the fruit, from the forbidden fruit, the fruit that was in the Garden of Eden, and God had told them that this fruit, you will not touch it. And what happened? They touched it, they ate it, and they found themselves naked. Who made them to eat this fruit? It is believed in Christianity that the serpent tricked Eve to eat the fruit. When Eve realized that the fruit was sweeter, then he decided also to give to her husband, who was Adam. After they tasted the fruit, they realized that they were naked. In the evening, as usual, God was walking around the garden. Then they heard the footsteps. God subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking, "Yeah, Adam, where are you?" They got afraid. Because of what? They are naked. What happened? They have eaten the fruit of knowledge and of good and bad. The story in Christianity about Adam and Eve is not going into deep things. Of course, it also talks about their generation. After they ate the fruit, they were sent away from the Garden of Eden. As it is believed, up to now, it is believed that they were sent out as sinners and they were cast from the Garden of Eden, and Eve was cast to give birth by a lot of pain, and the serpent who tricked Eve was given a punishment of crawling, and also Eve was told that if you get the serpent, make sure you hit the head. Okay, let's continue. After they ate the fruit, they were sent out of the Garden of Eden. It is believed that after that, now it is the start of sin. There is when the sin started. And this is according to Christianity religious. Later, at the end of this video, as you continue to watch, I'm going to bring you the shocking reality of Adam and Eve and his generation and the serpent on the other side of Islamic way. Okay, I will continue. When they ate the fruit, they were sent down as cast ones with sins. When they were sent down, they had to live on earth, work hard to eat, to get Ruth to give birth. And there was also serpent. On the history of Christianity, the serpent is not much considered in this situation. After they sent down, the serpent is not seen anymore. It is not seen anywhere being talked about. The only people we look at is the Adam and Eve. After that, they were sent down and they gave birth to 2 children, who was Cain and Abel, after Cain killed Abel. And from there is no deep and explanation of the generation, how it went, though it came to be a big generation through Adam and Eve. I'm also going to talk about the sin. In Christianity religious, they believe that Jesus Christ is being crucified to wash away the sin, the original sin of Adam and Eve. This is how it is believed in Christianity, that whenever they see Jesus, they always say that Jesus was sent down to come erase the original sin that was made by Adam alayhi salam. I will reach there because I cannot go deep into the details of the Christianity way, but let's continue on the side of Islamic way. Be careful, because this is the most critical side, and the side of Islamic way is the side that I'm going to talk much about, and I'm going to give you more details so that you who is watching me can understand this video and will maybe be inspired by this video. Let's continue on the other side of. Now I will join this story with the story of Adam alayhi salam according to. Now, after I have finished explaining the Christianity view of the Prophet Adam alayhi salam and his wife Eve, I want now to give you a view of the Islamic view of the Prophet Adam alayhi salam and his wife. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. This ayah associates directly to Adam alayhi salam. Why? It is called Surat al-Insan. The ayah actually is from the first ayah of the Surah Al-Insan. It says هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. I will give you the translation of this small ayah from Surah Al-Insan. This ayah simply means, has there not come upon a period of time when he was not a thing mentioned? He was not mentioned. This is Adam alayhi salam. Why? Because I will tell you that Adam alayhi salam, during the creation, first thing was made was just a statue of Adam. In the Quran is noted that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the angels, I am going to create a Khalifa to put on the earth. Then angels asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, are you going to create another creature that is going to bring facade on the earth? This is the question the angel asked Allah. The angel asked Allah, but then Allah told the angels that you do not know what I know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً قَالُوا أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَن يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاءَ وَنَحْنُ نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ. This is what exactly the angel asked Allah about it. Why? Because Allah now has introduced to create Adam alayhi salam. This verse simply means, and mentioned, O Muhammad, he's telling our Prophet Muhammad, when your Lord said to the angels, indeed I will make upon the earth a successive authority, they said, will you place upon it, one who causes corruption there and shed blood, while we exalt you with praise and declare your perfection. He said, indeed, that which you know, I know. This is exactly what the angels were answered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then why was the angel asking this? It's because before the creation of Adam, there was another creation on earth. Probably that creation was destroyed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe because they transgressed. These are the jinns. We all, according to Islamic religious and belief, they all believe that jinns were the first ones to be created and placed on earth, and they misbehaved during that time, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent a punishment on them. But why? There was only one. That is one. That is Satan, Iblis. By the name Iblis that time was not among the transgressors. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to have mercy on him and took him with the angels and kept him together with angels in heaven. During the time by the Allah decided to create Adam alayhi salam, the Iblis was present among them when they were summoned about the creation of Adam alayhi salam. After that, Adam was created like a statue. I have told you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم يكن شيئا مذكورا. You are just something not mentioned. Why? Because when Adam alayhi salam was created, he was put somewhere in the Garden of Eden, just somewhere. In that place where it was placed, that is the statue of Adam alayhi salam, it was just there as if it was a simple, no life, no breathing, no movement. The angels will pass and see that statue there and ask themselves, what is this that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is creating? And again, the Iblis himself, because he was a little bit arrogant, he will pass close to the statue of Adam and say, what is this that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is creating? But one day, unbelievable happened. Now it was time for Adam alayhi salam to come to life, to be breathed in by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by his permission, to let Adam alayhi salam to be able to move, to walk, to do everything, to move around and to inherit the Garden of Eden. But what happened will shock you. This is what Allah decided to let Adam, because Allah, we always believe that he is able of everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says be and it be. He doesn't need any support. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need to ask anyone. He doesn't need anyone's effort to do what he wants. He just breathed in Adam, and Adam was able to see, to walk, and to see everything. Now before that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks the angels. The angels, before they asked Adam when he was brought to life, now everything was gathered. All the living creatures were gathered in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, together with the angels, together with Iblis. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the angels, can you name for me all these creation? Can you name for me all these? You can't imagine what the angels did, because they did not know the names of those creation. They answered, قالوا سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت عليم الحكيم. They are saying that they said, exalted are you, O Allah. We have no knowledge. They did not know anything about the creation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gathered, except what you have taught us, except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has led them to learn from him. Indeed, it is you who is knowing, because Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turns to Adam and tells Adam, قال يا آدم أنبئوا بأسمائهم فلما أنبأهم بأسمائهم قال ألم أقل لكم إني أعلم غيب السماوات والأرض وأعلم ما بين وأعلم ما تبدون وما كنتم تكتمون. So now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turns to Adam alayhi salam, tells Adam alayhi salam, name them. it was shocked because something that was just there like a statue is able to name all the names of the gathered creatures and creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah turns to the angel and asks, did I tell you that you know not what I know? Then the angels realized that actually they have really no knowledge about what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might be thinking or might be creating. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala demands, he requests, not demanding, I cannot say it's demand because it's not something that we witness. So I would like to say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks the angels and everything to prostrate to Adam. They were asked to prostrate to Adam. It says in the Quran, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. So among the angels, all of them were Iblis. This means that, and mentioned when we said to the angels, prostrate before Adam. So they prostrated except for Iblis. He refused and was arrogant and became of the disbelievers because he did not accept to prostrate before Adam. In fact, he said, I am better than Adam. Why? Because Adam was created on clay, and angels and the jinns, because Iblis was among the jinns, is created from fire. He couldn't prostrate to Adam. Then he was among the transgressors. Now he was disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now this is where the enmity between Iblis and humanity starts. Because after that, Iblis is sent away from the Garden of Eden, and Adam is given a Garden of Eden and told that you will stay here in the Garden of Eden, you and your wife. Eat everything that is in eat everything that is in this garden except for the tree of life and knowledge. We always believe that this was reality, because in Christianity we believe that there was that one thing that made them be sent down from the Garden of Eden. Also, Christianity always believed that they ate. In fact, Christian quotes this as an apple. They always say that they ate an apple, and that is why they were sent away from the Garden of Eden. But we Muslims, we always say they were told, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala quotes it by وَقُلْنَا يَا آدَمْ اسْكُنْ أَنْتَ وَزَوْجُكَ وَالْجَنَّةَ وَكُلَا مِنْهَا رَغَدًا حَيْثُ شِئْتُمَا وَلَا تَقْرَبْ هَذِهِ الشَّجَرَةَ فَتَكُونَ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. According to Christianity religious, it is believed that it was an apple that was eaten. But according to Islamic religious, it is said that "O Adam, dwell you, your wife, in the paradise, and eat therefore in ease and abundance from wherever you will, but do not approach this tree, lest you be among the wrongdoers." But what did they do? فَأَزَّلَّهُمَا الشَّيْطَانُ. Now Iblis is now Shaitan. فَأَزَّلَّهُمَا الشَّيْطَانُ, then made both of them sleep. عنها فأخرجهما مما كانوا فيه وقلنا اهبطوا بعضكم لبعض عدو ولكم في الأرض مستقر ومتاع إلى حين. This translates to, but Satan caused them to sleep out of it and removed them from that in which they had been, and we said, go down, all of you, as enemies to another, and you will have upon the earth a place to settle and provision for a time. But this clearly is the same as what I said according to Christianity review, because after they ate the fruit, according to Christianity, they were sent down from the Garden of Eden. And it is the same in Islamic religions, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala quotes by himself that he was told them to go away from the Garden of Eden as enemies. The same way they were told to go away from the garden in a Christianity way. And that is where we find that when a woman is finding a snake or a serpent walking on the way, you will hit him on the head, and the serpent will bite at the toe. this was the punishment that were given. But I want to tell you something very now challenging. Before they were sent down, Adam alayhi salam, now this is the most important part. Before they were sent down, Adam and Eve and Iblis asked, when he was asked, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I want you to give me one more chance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked, which chance do you want? Iblis says, I want you to give me an opportunity to take control of these human beings, that is the generation of Adam and Eve, those who will not be grateful to Allah. He will guide them to the wrong way. That's why sometimes when we are reading Surah Al-Fatiha, we say that we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to count us among those who are zalimin. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but the Satan sweared that he's going not to go to fire alone. He's going to make sure he has gathered the generation of Adam to make sure they go together in the hell fire. But what happened is this. You know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him permission and told him it's okay. You can stand in, you can be with them and guide them. Those who will be grateful to me will probably stay with me and will stand with me by the word La ilaha illallah. And those who will follow you, you will go with them in the hellfire. This is now where we get the story of hellfire and the story of paradise. Probably we believe that Adam alayhi salam had already been paradise. He knows that what was in paradise, and that is why Shaitan was always there to guide. And you know, Shaitan said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'm going to stand in their way, in front of them, at their back, up, down, until I guide them to my way. This is how Satan was given permission. So, important thing in Christianity, the difference between these two stories, different religions, the same story, they look a little bit the same. But we Muslim, I want to say that Muslim believe that Adam alayhi salam asked for forgiveness at the time they were being sent away from the Garden of Eden. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ar-Rahim, is all merciful. He forgave Adam and Eve. He did not carry their sins to their generation. But in Christianity, you will come to realize that Adam and Eve are being counted as the now sin, the sin that we have now. That is why they always say Jesus Christ died on the cross to wipe that sin that was made by our parents Adam and Eve. But in Christianity, this is how they believe. But in Islamic way now, we believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave Adam and Eve and let them walk away with sin. And Allah promised them. What did Allah promise? He promised to bring guidance to them. What was this guidance? Now it is these prophets that were being sent down to guide humanity. We have a lot of prophets that have been sent since the time of Adam. Whenever a generation comes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends a prophet, a messenger, to give them guidance until we come up to the last messenger, Prophet alayhi salam, and is the last messenger, and the book and revelation that was given to him, that is the Quran, is the seal of all the prophets. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the seal of all prophets, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he was sending away our prophet Adam alayhi salam, was told that go down, but I'm going to send to you a guidance, Huda. In Arabic word he says Huda, to guide you on the way of the way I want. So Adam were forgiven and were told that those who are going to follow the guidance of Allah are the ones who are going to be in paradise, in life after death, or the day after resurrection. So this is the difference between the story of Adam in Christianity and the story of Adam in Islamic. They look both the same, but the one big difference is that Adam was forgiven at that point. He made sin in the Garden of Eden, but according to Christianity, they believe that they were sent down by the same sin that they had sinned. They were not forgiven. This is not true.